I love Hong Kong, and I'm very proud of being a Hong Kongian. It's the best place in the world.
Not regret to give up your
Canadian passport.
I would do it again if anybody asked me. Am I interested?
to lead the path again.
Well, I'd have to think about, I'm so busy with so many things right now. I'd have to see if I have the time because, you need to really dedicate. It's a full-time job, basically. I don't agree with spending $10.6 billion for to redo the park like before. I didn't know anything about that, and I saw in the newspapers, and again, maybe the management thought that's the right way. That's much too much money to spend for a park because the return is never enough to cover that. And so, I think even if they don't get the money, $3 billion is owed to the bank that the government underwrites. Has to go back to the banks. Government's going to have to pay for that. All I'm saying, let them operate for a year and a half, right? And come up with a new proposal. There's different ways to do it, to keep Ocean Park open if the government or the public doesn't want to spend more money. I mean, we just have to be creative. The MTR model or West Kowloon, where there's property, you build a station, you build an MTR, and then you build property on top and you sell it and it goes to the MTR to help pay for the station and everything like that. Maybe part of the land at Ocean Park gets sold and for residential, and they use the money, So there's many different out-of-the-box thinking. Closing is very easy. Close it, tear it down, sell the land. There's other ways to make the park have a future and maybe win-win for both ways. I don't agree that if Save the Park, and because protesters against mainlanders, we have a very good police force that I think it gotten a lot better than last year. And I know there's problems. I know all the things, but no one ever likes a police force everywhere in the world. We're lucky in Hong Kong because if you go to the U.S., if you protest like that, usually it's not the police force. National Guards come in and they use real bullets. I've been there. I've grown up with that. Not what the police does here. I hope I'm not getting into trouble with what I'm saying, but honestly, I just think that Hong Kong needs to get back on track. That's a very, very immature statement. I think that any country, even if you try to say that in the U.S., you'll be arrested. You bring Hong Kong down, you're just going to bring China in. We belong to China. China doesn't want trouble here because it'll just cause problems in China. It might not even be a bad thing at the end of the day, So once and for all, we have to stop this. We have to really grow up. We have to really work together. Those protesters are not bad people, They just have different ideas and whatever, but it's not about burning and we'll burn with us, whatever. Why? Because someone else has money and you don't? I mean, I understand your problem. We got to fix the housing problem in Hong Kong. We have to fix many social problems in Hong Kong. We have money and we have land. We just need to change the government's thinking. You will love the government. You will love China. You'll love everything if your life is good. If your life is not good, of course, you will go to the streets. I was also young, and we did the same thing. And I know they say it's not about housing. I want universal suffrage, whatever. But, to have universal suffrage, you need to demonstrate that you understand what universal suffrage is. I look at places or countries around the world where they have universal suffrage. They've got a lot of problems. There's no right system in the world. I've looked at US, I've looked at UK, I've looked at every other country. I can understand China. Nobody would make a change in leadership at this point, especially when you have let's go elections, which is very, very important coming up. And I think Carrie's learned a lot being the chief executive, what to do, what not to do, and that kind of thing. she'll almost be finished her term after that. You know, she'll have like not so long more. So I think the easiest thing is to let her finish the term. I doubt whether she'll run for a second time. And the idea is to start looking. I'm sure China's looking at to see who the next one can be.